Ooh, now we're going to go over medical records, and we're also going to go over archiving. So, this is something that you really need to know because you're going to be given a lot of medical records from either Trisha or Judy. They are the current audiologists at the moment. And what you need to know is where to be able to save and put the student's information. So, first, we're going to be in the audiology Google Drive, which is in your shared drives. Then you're going to want to click on one student files. Once you click that, you can see all of the student names and their birth dates. So this is where you're going to be able to find your students, and this is where you're going to save your records. So when they give you the record, you're going to have it in either your Google Drive or in your OneDrive. So for example, for me, I usually like to scan the medical records in my OneDrive. And so I will find it right here. And I've already done that one. As you can see, it's already checked off. I'm going to go into downloads. And as you can see, you need to put the date which the medical record has on there. So if at the beginning of the information release form, it has, just like with this one, January 16, 2026, that is the year that you're going to put down. And then you're going to put CMH, which means Children's Mercy Hospital. If it is some other hospital, make sure to write that down. And then you're going to put either information release form, hearing aid information, uh, cochlear implant information, or audio, or any other kind of documentation that it is. And you will specify it, but you'll see a lot of examples to know what to be able to save it as. So for this student, I've saved it as that, and then I would find them in the system. You could go through here and find the student, but it's really long. So what I would recommend is you would go in, and I'm just going to use an example of a student and say someone with the last name of Lee. So we're going to type in Lee, and then we're going to press enter. Now there's a lot of Lees in here. And also, you're going to see that there's other files where it just has Lee. So, something that I usually like to do to help me is I will go over here and click on the button for type. And then I'm going to click folders. So then it's only specifically folders of the students. Now, like you see, we see Lee Royal and then Lee Royal right here. Just so you could see at the bottom, this says Student 1 Royal Lee, and this is within the audiology file. But as you can see over here, this is in student folders, but this is in the DHH. When you are saving medical records, you need to make sure that it's one student files. This is under audiology because these are audiology records. They are medical. So make sure to pay attention to that. And a good simple rule is that if it doesn't have a birth date, then it's in DHH. If it does have a birthday, it's in audiology. So you're going to save all the personal files within here. And then also you're going to make sure to save and go down to Synergy. So click into here. I'm going to quickly log in. Let that load. We'll just go into this students just as an example. And then as you can see, the student has a lot of things, but you're going to make sure, as you can see, all these little things of demographics, parents, teams, additional HOC documents, you want to make sure that you're under historical documents at all times. And then when you scroll down, you will see some files down here that pretty much show where to be able to upload your audio. This is a place that you want to put it because this is for students' IEPs or 504s. So you would just click add, and then wherever the student's audio that you saved it under, you're going to add it in, and then it's going to be added into the system. That's how you would do it with Synergy. And you just need to drag and drop into a student's file for the Google Drive. Now, going back to student files real quickly, I'm going to go under archive because this is a very important thing that you're going to have to do mostly near the end of the year. And I also made sure to put a good checklist so then you know what to save and also some instructions. So if you're not too sure, please look at these for additional information. But what you're going to do is you're going to gather all of the files that are going to be retired. So, for example, this year is 2026. And so you're going to look for the students who were born in 2006 because they would be over 20 years old and they would not be in school anymore. So they need to be retired. And what you're going to do is, just like you can see, you're going to put May and then the year, and you're going to save the student's file within there. So as you can see, all the records are in here. And also, I want to emphasize because some of the students will have very bulky folders. And this is because they have a lot of things that needed to be um, archived for them. But you need to focus on only Blue Valley forms because we are just focused on what Blue Valley has pretty much documented. If it's from any other medical place, you don't need to worry about that. That's for them and they have that record. We are saving our records. So BV audiograms, BV hearing screenings, OAEs, CHAPS, Life, Sifter, hearing aid waivers, amplification, audiology reports, anything that is Blue Valley, you want to save, and that is what's going to be archived. You do not need to archive or save anything that is from other medical places, but students will already have that in there, so just keep that in there. So as you can see, like this one's from Children's Mercy, these are from Children's Mercy. These just stay in there, but your main concern when archiving for us and when you are retiring the file is to just save the documents that is Blue Valley documents.